passive capital, and more passive capital. What's up, 23% Nation? It's your boy, it's your nephew, Coach D is back. And guys, as you probably have already guessed, Coach D is happy. That's right, guys. Today we're talking about money. So why not be happy? Now, some of you may be saying, well, Coach D, you really shouldn't be so emotionally tied to money. Well, guys, I have to admit, yes, I am guilty. Like most people, I am emotionally tied to money. But what I'm trying to do, of course, is improve my financial wellness. And in doing so, I'm making a slow but sure shift from being emotionally tied to money to being logically tied to money. So guys, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. So today's topic is passive capital fund. Why do I need one? All right, guys, before we get into the passive capital fund, I just want to say that I want to thank you for listening and walking with me on this amazing journey. So what exactly is passive capital? Let's talk about it. Well, first of all, let's be clear about one thing. Passive capital, just like active capital, is money. That's right, guys. M-O-N-E-Y. Now, remember, every penny ought to have a purpose. So the purpose of this money is to invest. That's right, guys. Today we're talking about investing our money. Now, here's the difference between passive capital versus active capital, okay? In the last video, we talked about active capital being money that we manage directly, perhaps through a business. Now with passive capital, today I want to make a distinction. And that distinction is that when you deal with passive capital, yes, it is money, and yes, it is used to invest, but more importantly, guys, this is money that you allow someone else to manage. That's right, guys. So today we're going to take a step back and we're going to allow someone else to actually control and manage our money. But now here is what's key is that when we decide to not only save the money, but also give it to someone else so that they can therefore manage it, guys, it's important that we make a profit on these investments. That's right. Remember when we talked about active capital? When you start running your business, it's very important that the business makes a profit. Well, passive capital is the same thing, okay? So even though we're not investing our money into our own business, we still need to make sure that our money is working harder and smarter. Therefore, it makes a profit. I hope that helps you out. All right, so now Coach D, let's talk a little more about a passive capital fund. All right, guys, here we go. Like an active capital fund, it is a savings account. And the reason why we want to save money, remember, every penny ought to have a purpose. So this money is going to be used to invest. That's right, guys. Today we're talking about investing once again. Now, we've talked about other types of funds, right? We've talked about a car fund. We've talked about an apartment fund. We've talked about an active capital fund. We've talked about an emergency fund. And yes, all of those funds have a purpose. Just like the passive capital fund, this particular savings account is going to be strictly used for investing. All right, so Coach D, I get it. Passive capital fund is money that's going to be used for investing. But I want to know the benefits, okay? Because chances are, if I don't know the benefits and how it's going to help me out and perhaps my family, then I probably won't do it. Well, hold on, 23% Nation. Remember, Coach D is always here to help. So check it out. Today, I want to share with you just a few benefits as to how a passive capital fund can really help you out. So let's talk about benefit number one. Guys, benefit number one is that a passive capital fund builds wealth through assets and not liabilities. Now, as a quick refresher, let's remember that assets are basically things that we purchase that put money in our pockets. Whereas a liability is something that we purchase that ultimately takes money out of our pockets. All right. So in other words, assets help you earn money. Liabilities help you lose money. Okay. And I don't know about you, but guys, I am definitely in the mood to make more money. Hence, I want to begin purchasing assets, not liabilities. Okay. Benefit number 2. If you have ever thought about investing, believe it or not, a passive capital fund is definitely the right thing to do. Why? Because it's going to help you become, and we can use the word a novice investor. Perhaps you're thinking about becoming the next Warren Buffett. Hey, why not? Okay. This man is worth billions upon billions of dollars. And believe it or not, just by starting a passive capital fund, even though you may be a novice, or shall we say a beginner, if you make the right steps, trust me, Warren Buffett will be very proud of you and he probably won't be too far from you. Benefit number 3, okay? Guys, having a passive capital fund allows you to stop exchanging time for money. That's right, guys. We've talked about being an employee or having a job. And really what that means is that you go into your job, whether you work 1 to 9, 3 to 11, 9 to 5, you basically are exchanging your time, energy, and effort for money. Get it? Perfect. Now, the thing about a passive capital fund is that once we begin making these investments, once we begin purchasing these assets, then guess what? Our money now works harder for us as opposed to us working harder for our money. Benefit number 4, guys, and this is a good one, right? Your money works harder for you. I just said that, right? So check it out. We have to be careful that the passive capital fund is used to purchase assets. Now, I've already stated this, but again, I want to re-emphasize it, guys. The purpose of the passive capital fund is to purchase assets so that in the long run, our money is working harder for us and we no longer have to work hard for our money. Benefit number 5, it strengthens your financial wellness. Now, we've talked about financial wellness before, and we also know that financial wellness is one of the 8 dimensions of wellness, okay? So, when we talk about financial wellness, yes, we're talking about being able to manage our money, but tell me this. Don't you want to improve your financial intelligence? Yes, perhaps you do. Well, believe it or not, just by learning a little more about a passive capital fund can also help you improve your financial wellness because it improves your financial intelligence. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, these are our 5 benefits, and I hope that they have helped motivate and inspire you to start saving up just a little more money in order to start purchasing assets as opposed to liabilities. All right, so Coach D, I get it, right? You just shared with me 5 benefits that have totally changed my mind. So I believe that me and my family can benefit from a passive capital fund. But now that I'm interested, I have more questions. All right, so Coach D, help a brother out. Who and what am I going to invest in? Okay, well, never fret, 23% Nation. Your boy Coach D is always here to help. So check it out. Let's get to know a financial consultant. That's right, guys. Today we're talking about money. And in order for our money to grow, we must always surround ourselves with people who know more about money than we do. Okay? So that being said, it is important that we, in some way, shape, or form, begin to develop a relationship with a financial consultant. Now, the financial consultant will definitely talk with you about stocks, about bonds, about mutual funds, and even your retirement, okay? Or if you want, you can begin talking to a stockbroker, okay? Or how about a realtor, all right? Or we can say real estate agent. Now, I know the moment I say realtor or real estate agent, a lot of people kind of shut down. They say, oh no, I am not touching or talking to another realtor for the rest of my life. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's not be so jaded, okay? Remember, we are about finding solutions, not focusing on problems, okay? So whether you want to talk to a realtor, whether you want to talk to a financial consultant, or whether you want to talk to a stockbroker, guys, it's very important that we understand that when we talk about passive capital, that we're going to use that money to invest in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and yes, real estate, and more real estate. Because again, this is money that we're giving to someone else so that they can manage it for us. And why do we want to do that? Because they know more than we do. It's just that simple. All right. So Coach D, I get it. But now you talked about stocks, you talked about bonds, you talked about real estate, but I'm new. I know nothing. Well, that's why you come here to Coach D, right? Okay, guys, check it out. When it comes to investing, a little bird once told me that it's best to invest in what you know and what you love. Okay? That being said, are you a social media hound? I mean, are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Snapchat and Instagram and YouTube? Perhaps you are. If you love social media, then you may want to think about investing in Facebook. Think about investing in Twitter. Think about investing in Google, okay? What about your current employer? Do you really love your job? You get along well with all your coworkers? You love your boss? And maybe the company's doing really well? Well, find out if your company is a publicly traded company. And perhaps you may want to purchase shares of the company that you work for. Next up is sports. Tell me, are you an athlete or do you just enjoy watching sports? Or maybe you're the weekend warrior. Maybe on the weekends you enjoy playing soccer, or maybe you enjoy playing basketball. Whatever the case may be, find out if the team that you are a fan of is a publicly traded company. If so, then guess what? Purchase a few shares. Why not? You love the team, so why not make money while loving your team? Okay? Are you like me? Do you enjoy cars and trucks? Do you enjoy going to auto shows? Well, if you do, then find out if your favorite brand of car and or truck is a publicly traded company. All right? Think about technology, okay? Guys, Yahoo, Google, um, there's so many of them. I mean, if you enjoy technology, right, think about Apple, okay? Think about Samsung. Are you purchasing their products? Are you using their services? If so, and if you're satisfied, then maybe think about investing in those companies. And last but not least is real estate, guys. Now, of all the options that I've listed here, I would probably first go with real estate. Why, you may ask? Because real estate is probably going to be the one investment that will allow your money to grow the fastest. That's right. So I hope I have covered in what you should begin investing in. So always make sure that when you begin investing, that you put your money towards something that you know, something that you understand, and ultimately something that you love. Okay, now let's dive into real estate just a little more. Now, again, I understand some people may be a little jaded. Perhaps you had a bad experience with a real estate agent in the past. Well, remember, guys, during the 23% challenge, we do not focus on problems. We always look for the solution. That's right. So don't allow a bad experience from the past to control your behavior for the future. That being said, let's not judge our past. Instead, let's focus on the lessons that we have learned. So let's now talk about a realtor. Why a real estate agent? Well, number one, okay, number one, is that they know a hell of a lot more about the real estate market than I do. And they probably know much more than you do. Okay? So when you're talking to a realtor, and make sure that it's someone perhaps that you've done business with in the past, or maybe it's a referral, okay? But ultimately, make sure that you trust this individual, okay? Because after all, our money is on the line. That being said, whether you want to go residential or commercial, a real estate agent can help guide you in the right direction. Okay, they will also be able to save you time. They'll be able to not only save you money, but you got to remember something, that most real estate agents work off commission, you see, so they know that it's in their best interest to do the best possible job, therefore making you the most money, and therefore they also get paid more money. All right, and last but not least, guys, a real estate agent, especially a really good one, right, is going to be able to negotiate on your behalf. Now, I don't know about you, but Coach D, guys, is not the best negotiator. I mean, I'm in the process of developing my skills, but at the same time, I need someone on my team who knows more about the market than I do, and someone who has better negotiation skills than I do, you see? So why not put someone else up to bat? All right, that way you're more than likely to swing and hit a home run. Okay, so Coach D, I get it, right? You want me to start thinking about real estate. Sure, why not? Along with other stocks and bonds and mutual funds. Okay, but now I have another question, and that question is how much? Okay, how much money needs to go into my passive capital fund? Well, remember, your passive capital fund is very similar to your active capital fund. It's also very similar to your apartment fund, to your emergency fund. Remember the golden rule, 10%. That's right, guys. 10% of our monthly income is going to do the trick. So all you have to remember is 10% of every paycheck that comes in. Go ahead, take it out, put it in a different account, and let the money build up. All right. So allow me, Coach D, to offer a little more assistance. Okay. Now, guys, I'm going to use the same example that I did as we were talking about our active capital fund. So let's say that you have a monthly income of approximately $5,000 per month. Now that's going to equal out to about $60,000 per year. But remember, we only want to focus on 10% of our monthly income. So if you have a monthly income of $5,000, 10% of 5,000 is $500. That's right, guys. So at the end of every month, your passive capital fund should increase by no more than $500 every month. And notice I said no more than, because oftentimes people fall into the trap of oversaving. So guys, let's be conservative. Let's not oversave. Therefore, that reduces the likelihood that we'll get ourselves into some type of financial trouble. All right, Coach D, you're providing me with so much help, but believe it or not, I need more help. Remember, I told you I was a beginner, okay? And you know what? Honestly, I don't make $5,000. Between me and my wife, we probably make $5,000 together. We still got to pay our mortgage. We still have to pay for the kids and whatever they want. We have 2 cars. We have to pay for car insurance. Don't forget about all the other bills. Oh yeah, and we would like to take a vacation, perhaps. Well, if this is your situation, don't fret, because now you're probably wondering, where in the world am I going to get extra money from in order to save for a passive capital fund? Well, don't fret. Remember, every penny ought to have a purpose. And so, if you have extra time on your hands, then Coach D wants to recommend that you, in some way, shape, or form, get a second job. Now, here's the thing about a second job. and yes, I touched on this when we talked about an active capital fund, is that if you get a second job, number one, please make sure that this second job is in line with your life's vision. That's right, guys. Always remember that if you decide to dedicate your time in order to make more money, you better be sure that it is something that you enjoy doing, because ultimately it may not last that long. Why? Because you may start to think, well, here I am exchanging my time for money when I could be at home playing with my kids, or I could be at home on the computer, or I could be at home on Facebook, okay, or some other avenue of social media. So make sure that the second job that you get is something that you love and perhaps you have a passion for. And always remember that that second job is going to have a purpose. Remember, the reason why you're getting a second job is so that you can save up more money to go into your passive capital fund. Make sense? Great. Another option to save up money for the passive capital fund is to sell something that you no longer need or want. Guys, sell some, you know what? Go clean out your closets. Go clean out your storage facilities. All right. I'm sure you have old stuff in there that will probably be treasure to someone else. That's right. There's an old saying that goes, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So jump on Craigslist, take a few pictures, make sure the pictures look nice, post them, all right? Use Craigslist, use social media, use Facebook, use Twitter, use Instagram. Let people know that you have stuff to sell. You never know, you may have an interested buyer waiting on you. All right, so Coach D, wow, this is great information. I love it. I need more because I'm ready to go. But my next question is, where should I keep this money? All right. Well, remember something. The passive capital fund is a savings account. So to give you a greater incentive to continue to save, guys, let's use a different bank. All right. Or perhaps a different credit union. That way, even though you're not seeing the money, remember when the money comes in, you automatically save 10%. Okay, so let's continue to seek out different financial institutions that can offer us a decent interest rate on our money. But ultimately, you want to have this money accessible when you are prepared to either invest in real estate or perhaps purchase stocks and or bonds and or mutual funds. All right. So Coach D, what do you think? All right. Well, guys, you know me. I love this idea of a passive capital fund. I love the idea of purchasing assets. I love the idea of improving my financial wellness and my financial intelligence. So guys, remember day 2 of the 23% challenge. Day 2 is money day, right? So it's always going to be the second day of the month. So whether it's January 2nd, March 2nd, July 2nd, August 2nd, it may be your birthday, it may be your wedding anniversary, or it may be the day that you decide to jump off the roof. Whatever it is, it's always money day. That's right, guys. So on money day, the next money day, I want you, okay, to contact either your current bank or a different bank to open up that extra check savings account, and let's term it passive capital fund. All right. Also, for those of us who know people who are realtors, pick up the phone and call them. All right. Let them know that you're interested in investing. And the moment you begin to initiate that conversation, trust me, light bulbs are going to go off. Their head is going to start spinning, because immediately they will understand that, wow, here's an individual who wants to establish a professional business financial relationship with me, and ultimately both sides will win. And guys, one more thing, all right, is that whether you're going to establish a relationship with a realtor, a financial consultant, or even a stockbroker, understand this. They are people just like we are, you see? And people need people. That's right. So this is actually an opportunity for us to develop our interpersonal wellness. That's right, guys. Now, probably in a few days or maybe a few weeks, I will give you tips as to how to improve your relationship with these individuals. But trust me, improving the relationship with your realtor, with your financial consultant, or with your stockbroker will do amazing things, not only for you and for the other person, but ultimately it'll definitely improve your money. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach D is done. All right. I want to thank you for listening. I definitely want to thank you for watching. Please comment and please subscribe. Now, to facilitate you making a comment about a passive capital fund, okay, I have a question for you. So here is our question of the day. I hope you're ready because here it comes. Which form of passive investing interests you the most? All right. So we've talked about mutual funds. We've talked about stocks. We've talked about bonds. We've talked about real estate. So let us know. 23% nation, we all have inquiring minds. So we want to hear from you, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, like I said earlier, I am done. Okay. So remember this, Coach D loves you. Always be blessed and always be well. Until next time, take care.